What is up? It is me. It is I. I am the greatest there is, the greatest there was, and the greatest there ever will be. I am greatness personified. Myself. Yes, yes, yes. Story greatness. And I am here. I am here with the man of the hour, the myth, the legend, the activist, the author, the philanthropist, the empowerer, the conqueror, the educator, the innovator.
Oh, yeah.
He is excellence. He is a philanthropist.
You said that already.
He just keeps giving. He is the man of the hour. So show some respect and bend the knee because they come from all across the world to see the man who wears the crown that hangs 2 inches from the ground. He is your king. He is my king. He is Kyng Kevyn. Oh my goodness.
Oh God, stop. What's up, everybody? Thank you guys for tuning in to another great episode of the GreatMines Show. Kyng Kevyn here with Stoney Greatness. And I had a little bit of good tobacco before we started, so I'm a little bit excited. We also had some great conversation, so we're going to get into it.
Yes, I have no clue why my eyes are ordering right now. Just off
that was so heartfelt. That was heartfelt.
It was. It
came from your soul.
It came from in my soul.
It came from within.
It did. It did. Thank you guys for.
Thank you. I felt it.
Good. Thank you guys for coming into the GreatMines Show. We do have a great show planned for you today. We're gonna get it started off with some. Because as you guys know, we are drag fans.
Yes, we are.
We are fans of good drag. Good drag. We are,
Wait, yeah, it made it clear. It has to be good drag for us to be, but we're fans of good drag. No, that's true.
Yeah, and that's so, true. So we're in touch with the whole, drag community and a lot of news that's going on. And recently, one of our favorite drag queens,
the favorite,
recently announced that she is dealing with a cancer diagnosis,
intestinal cancer. She says.
Yep. So, for those of you that may not have heard, cornbread, the snack you eat, okay, the snack you eat is how you pronounce it, all right. But she recently disclosed that she was diagnosed with cancer. It's a form of intestinal cancer. I can't pronounce the name of it, but she said that she's doing okay. And for those of you that may not be familiar with cornbread, just a little bit of a resume is that she recently competed on the very latest season of RuPaul's Drag Race.
Was an amazing artist.
Yep.
And she
definitely a front runner.
Definitely was. She, however, injured herself on a challenge that no one happened to have seen or knew about, but she injured herself, making her or disqualifying her from continuing it in that season. So we didn't get to see how far she would have gone had it not been for this injury. She came back on the reunion show. She talked about it. She talked about her connection with the other girls. It was beautiful. We love cornbread.
Yep.
Fast forward. You can take it from there.
Now, she is fast forward. For those of you that may not have known, but she is playing Mary Sanderson. She's playing the drag version of Mary Sanderson in the Hocus Pocus movie that came out on Friday. Okay. So, that's who she is. Just for those folks that may not be watching RuPaul's Drag Race, but you guys did watch Hocus Pocus that came out on Friday. So we're just, wishing her well.
So I will say this. She also said in a report that it's something small, absolutely curable. Thanks for all the prayers and everything. But she's gonna be okay. So that's a wonderful cap to this story. We love cornbread. We look forward to. Although I haven't seen the movie yet, so I'm gonna probably be turning on tonight after we get finished with this. But she's. It's crazy because I'm gonna talk about Hocus Pocus for a second. They're bringing back a classic.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, was it over 2 decades almost?
Yes, almost 30 years, yeah.
Almost 30 years of this movie that they finally bring out the sequel to it. And all the original 3 actresses that played these characters. and they've expanded their reach. Shout out to Disney for including queer people into one of the most iconic movies ever.
Yes. There's an interview going around with the three queens, and there's 3 of them in this movie. As we said, the drag version of Mary Sanderson is being played by Cornbread You Eat, and then you got Sarah Sanderson being played by Kimora Hall.
Yeah.
For those of you that may not remember her, I was rooting for you. that is Kimora Hall. Okay. And then we had the incomparable Ginger Minge as Winifred, the drag version of Winifred Sanderson. And of course, those 3 roles were made popular by Kathy Najimy as Mary Sanderson and Sarah Jessica Parker as Sarah Sanderson. Convenient. And then and then you had Bette Midler, the incomparable Bette Midler, as the incomparable Winifred.
Yes.
Sanderson. And it was amazing. It was definitely it still remains one of the to me a crown jewel as far as growing up.
So I know like this is supposed to be a kids movie, but I'm going to be super excited about seeing this movie after like almost 30 years.
Yeah. Because I wanted a Hocus Pocus too afterwards.
Yeah, it should have been 1 year ago, but I think
it
being 30 years later makes it even more iconic.
Right. And the thing about it is that it goes to show you movies and how they affect people, because a movie can come out and not be good in the box office, because this particular movie didn't have a bad box office run, but it wasn't like a blockbuster when it came out. However,
over the years it's developed.
It's ingrained itself into the culture. I mean, everybody knows, Winifred Sanderson. Like everyone knows. Like, everyone knows, like everyone knows those things. So it's amazing how that movie kind of crawled its way in.
Yeah.
And in that interview that we were watching in preparation for this for the story, they were talking about how this movie like owes a lot of its cult status to LGBTQ members of the community, in part because every Halloween, you go to a Halloween party at any gay bar, there are at least 4 sets of Sanderson sisters there. So in some way, shape, or form. So you got slutty ones, you got regular ones.
How about that?
Like it is like and like we have kept that thing going. So yeah, it's fun to have it come out. It's fun to have Cornbread a part of that.
Yes.
And again, we are definitely wishing her well and speedy recovery.
So one other point to that though is Cornbread, when she was cast to do this role, was not even a known name yet, because she was cast during her season. That's the hush hush about it. So she wasn't even supposed to be there. We already knew who Kimora Hall was. Everyone knows who Ginger Minge is. Unless you like encountered Cornbread within her bubble, most of the world didn't know who Cornbread was. And she was able to land this role and kill this role. Congratulations to all of the girls, but to Cornbread, our girl. Much love.
Yeah.
That's
Get
a good
well
thing.
soon. Get
Yes.
well soon. So moving on, we have another story. And it thank you, Black Twitter.
Okay.
Because that's what we're gonna say. Because this is where this story came up and about. It was and what I mean by Black Twitter is not just Twitter and Black people on Twitter. I mean, Black Twitter is the blanket name for all of Black social media. Okay.
Yeah.
We gotta claim
Yes.
it. Doesn't matter where it happened.
Instagram,
Facebook,
Reddit,
LinkedIn,
whatever. Like it's all Black Twitter.
Truth.com if there are Black people on there. But
doubt it. Oh, I'm not gonna say I doubt that there are, but they're not having these conversations.
Right. But hey, Black Twitter is ablaze right now. And in part because of a recent movie that has come out on Netflix or was released by Netflix.
Crazy movie.
Or a series, a limited
it is a
series.
Yeah,
actually, it's a limited series.
I watched it like a movie though.
Yeah, it is pretty much like a movie though. And it was great television. Shout out to Ryan Murphy, who, if you guys know Ryan Murphy or follow in the circle, share this show because we would love to have him on the show.
Yeah.
But we are, or not we are, but the movie that we're talking about is the Jeffrey Dahmer movie. And for those of you that don't know, Jeffrey Dahmer was the limited series. Jeffrey Dahmer was a serial killer who preyed on, who's a gay serial killer. Let's be real, gay serial killer.
Yeah.
Who preyed on young boys. A lot of, most of them were black and brown. And he, did some gaslit things to their bodies that is covered in this show.
Yeah. This show really pulls no punches when they show the gruesome behavior of this character.
And don't get me wrong, there have been other movies that come out that have been released about Jeffrey Dahmer. They're all equally, as they're all equally poignant in their particular way of telling the tale that is Jeffrey Dahmer. I think that this one takes a more gritty, less sensationalized viewpoint of it. I think that the other movies were definitely like Lifetime made for TV style.
Because I was just thinking about, I watched the other Jeffrey Dahmer movie not too long ago, and they really put a lot of emphasis on his childhood. And in this one, they touch on his childhood, but they really dig into these relationships and what causes him to act the way he, like how he develops into this person that he is. So it's very intriguing.
And it also puts a face on the victims a little bit more.
Definitely.
Than any other Jeffrey Dahmer tale. I mean, they always touch on, and I think that the other movies you see the they definitely tell the story about the 14-year-old boy in the other movies and the other shows and everything. And he's a real big focus. They definitely touch on him, but more so the effect of losing him on his family is what we see more, the ripple effect from him. They didn't dive into getting to know the kid and stuff like that and explain how they, exactly how he ended up in that situation. But they did touch on a few other victims. It was good to because you just know that being a kid during that point in time, because when all that was going on, I was a kid in grade school, but you see things, you retain things. It was definitely, a cautionary tale growing up about, staying away from, strange, people, because, like Jeffrey Dahmer could get you. He's a boogeyman, what I mean, and stuff. But it was a great portrayal all around. Everybody. From
By the way, since you're talking about portrayals, I just want to be the one to announce it. If you haven't already seen it and don't know who the actor is, Evan Peters does a phenomenal job in this role.
Yes. Evan Peters, he plays Jeffrey Dahmer. If you don't know who Evan Peters is,
he is Quicksilver in X-Men and the WandaVision. He is in the first season of Pose. He was with India and American Horror Stories. He's played several characters in that anthology. He has a very extensive resume at this point.
Yeah, he is. He is definitely a power player. As far as acting talent goes, the man can go
he
places.
Has the chops.
And he definitely can do good things.
Fun fact: I've scared him. He came through the haunted house one year I was working there. He walked into my room and I scared the crap out of him.
That's cool. Yeah. He scared Evan Peters, and Evan Peters scares a lot of people.
Right.
So that's pretty cool. But the thing that we're, really going to focus on, again, because we got this off of Black Twitter, so you already know.
Right. Evan Peters is black.
Right. So what we are, and it's not even about Jeffrey Dahmer or the effect that he had on society, the black community, because let's not get it twisted. Jesse Jackson was involved in the whole Dahmer situation, and a lot of people within Jesse Jackson's camp was like, well, why are we even getting involved? I mean, it's about gay guys. He was killing black gay guys, so and he was like, look, all of us are affected, even the gay ones, and we have to protect the gay ones too. So kudos to Jesse Jackson for having the foresight to understand that, it's not about a black or white thing. It's about all civil rights, and civil rights are all intertwined, regardless if it's gay civil rights, black civil rights. It's all intertwined as civil rights at the end of the day, and he was leading the fight for civil rights. Shout out to Jesse Jackson for that.
That's the way it's supposed to be. But the story that we're approaching is from Black Twitter, which is a good point. Why are we bashing J. Alphonse Nicholas for a straight man playing a gay role, but we're praising Evan Peters, a white man playing a straight man playing a gay role? Yes,
because if you go through Black Twitter, a lot of folks have been on Facebook posting about that, about how good the acting is in Dahmer, and it is but a person out there who used social media raised the question, that, why is it that we can give Evan Peters his flowers for playing, a gay guy, but yet and still we can't give J. Alphonse Nicholson his flowers because he is, because he's playing a black gay guy. But only thing that we say to him is that, he must be gay because he's playing that role. None of us are, and at no point in time throughout any of the reactions that I have seen personally from Dahmer is at all calling into question Evan Peters' sexuality.
Right.
And Evan Peters says this is not the first time that he's played a gay person. He's played gay people on American Horror Story.
Yeah.
So, it brings up the question of the double standard within our community
that we're holding against ourselves at this point. This is us against ourselves.
Yeah, because a lot of folks are saying, he has to be J. Alphonse Nicholas, and he plays Lil Murda in P-Valley. He has to be gay because he's playing a gay guy entirely too well. When it's a matter of the fact that he has actual talent.
It's a shame because we a lot of times low key bully men in the community to come out or whatever like that. And I lost my train of thought when I heard the door open. But it's more so talking about how, again, it's us against us. It's like, I forget. Damn it, that really.
It's like a crab mentality, honestly.
Yeah, there was another point behind that, but it'll come back to
right. And my thing is that I think that we really do have to look at ourselves as a black community, because what is really wrong with us when we're okay with praising a white guy for being gay and portraying a gay guy, but we have to automatically be suspicious of any black person who plays gay.
Right.
Like, he doing that too well, because basically what that attitude is that the attitude that you're presenting in that situation is that it's okay for them. Right. But it's not okay for us, and it doesn't exist in our community, which we're living proof that it does. We're living proof that it's absolutely okay. You know what I mean? So I think that and a lot of folks have been agreeing with that and saying, you know what, you're right. There is an issue with that, and that is a double standard. And it's sad that we have to live with that and deal with that. Mm-hmm. And it's just wrong because it shouldn't be. Acting is acting at the end of the day.
Literally.
And if somebody's good at it, then they're good at it. And give them their flowers. It doesn't mean anything about who they really are, because no one's saying that he's going around murdering people.
Another double standard is if it was a female playing a lesbian role, there's no issue. Mm-mm. They're perfectly fine with it. But I wonder what it is that whenever you see a black gay man,
no one called into question Charlize Theron or Winona Ryder for their roles in Monster. Right. No one called into question. They like girls.
Never.
It was never.
I mean, you may have some really radical, fanatical, right Christians,
and there's fringes all over the place.
Right. That doesn't make up like society at large, where you have people who are okay with everything, except when you get down to black gay men. And I'm talking about black people. Like, I just don't, that's the one part. Right. Like, don't betray it. I don't want to see it on my TV. And I think it's influenced by black women We kind of had that conversation before, but I think it's influenced. And this is not me bashing Black women, because this does not sum up all Black women.
Right.
It definitely doesn't, because some of our biggest allies are Black women.
Right.
But I think when it comes down to the stigmatized straight man who don't want to watch it, or who's so afraid to express his emotions because he might be able to tap into some good gayness, again, it's influenced by those particular Black women that they associate with. And it may not always be their fault, but somewhere these women do play a role.
Yeah, no, like I said, I think it's crab logic. It's that crab mentality that was instilled in our community from, slave ship days, where, the light-skinned ones, worked in the house, and the dark-skinned ones worked in the fields, and there was some inherent jealousy, and they would sow the jealousy and stoke it and everything else. That is a form of that. And we as a community have to realize, just like Jesse Jackson realized, at the end of the day, you know what I mean? At the end of the day, we're all fighting for freedom, and we're fighting to live our lives free. You know what I mean? There is no such thing as a gay agenda. You know what I mean? But gay civil rights are on equal footing and equal setting as
human
Black
rights.
Civil rights,
which should be as the same as human rights.
Yeah.
It's a shame.
They're all human rights.
Yeah, I mean, for generations, Black people have been fighting for equal rights, and now.
But you can't pick and choose. You can't pick and choose which rights are equal and who gets equal rights and everything, because that honestly makes us no better.
It's the same mentality of the slave owners,
right?
Or those people who wish to oppress another population that they don't identify with.
Yeah. Because if you want freedom for one group of people, you have to want freedom for all, because it's not real freedom if everyone.
How about
free.
that?
So
that says a lot.
So yeah, so Black Twitter, calm down. You know what I mean? Give J. Alphonse Nicholson his
flowers,
and
his props and respect.
Yes.
Let's say that. Give him his respect.
Yes.
Because he's earned it.
Yes. And in no way, shape, or form, don't get me wrong, Evan Peters is great. Like he is
right. Not taking anything from him.
He is getting to Johnny Depp levels of greatness, to be honest with you, in my eyes.
I see it.
But like
he is a chameleon.
Yeah, and kudos to J. Alphonse Nicholson. I hope he gets many more opportunities off of P Valley to demonstrate that he also has chops and everything. But stop with the double standard, Black community.
You also have to realize this is the thing where people watch TV and they can't separate fiction from reality.
Right.
And I think that's a big part of it, because when it comes down to a Black person watching a white man on TV play a gay role, I'm not a part of that. I'm disconnected from that. It's a great story, but that's their world. When it's my world, it seems a little bit more real to me. And they talk about real situations, so we emotionally connect to these TV shows. And then, like, again, that thin line of fiction and reality is like blurred completely. So, and this isn't an excuse. This is to say, hey, wake up. This is what this is. This man is an actor. He's portraying a role just like anybody else that will respect any other acting role. We're going to give him the same respect and love.
Exactly. I couldn't have agreed anymore. So
yeah.
Let's see. Oh, we are blazing through.
Yeah. Hey, it's okay.
All right. So we're going to move on to our next topic. All right. And our next topic of the evening. So DJ academics. I'm pretty sure
there's
a lot of
always that one story that I have to huff and roll my eyes to. And today, this is one of those stories.
Yeah.
It's like, why?
Yeah.
Who?
So apparently DJ Academics felt like he needed to be in the news. All right. Because, I mean, who the hell else was paying, and why the hell else would we pay attention to DJ Academics under any other circumstance?
Here's my problem. And I said this to my children from time to time. If you argue with a fool from a distance, the strangers won't know who's who. Now, here's my point to that. Tell a story, and I'll get to my point, because I don't want to jump ahead.
So for those of you that and he said a lot of stuff during a recent online appearance. Said a lot of stuff. We're not even going to try to unpack his whole.
So we can sum it up.
Thing with the Little Mermaid and everything. He said something about that.
Wow.
We're not even going to touch that. But what we're going to focus on, all right, because it's kind of, relevant, because we've been in situations where it's kind of, assumed, you know what I mean, that, oh, you're well off because, you know what I mean. So basically, DJ Academics was saying that, in regards to folks who are like the founding fathers of hip hop, like Kool and the Gang and Rakim and um, you know, like the old school rappers and hip hop artists who paved the way. He was basically saying you can't be a founding father of hip hop if you're not rich. The base of his saying. He called them when he met them, like he and apparently he had met, I forgot who he said that he met, but he met a bunch of who we would consider like founding fathers of hip hop and real pillars that built hip hop. And he was calling them dusty looking because I guess they didn't have the newest Nikes on or the latest fashions or and he assumed that that they weren't worth anything and they did not contribute anything of worth because look at them. That's his whole stance. You have something to say before I get into the other folks?
I'm waiting for the other folks. Oh. That's where I'm going to jump back in.
Yeah. So then you had a couple people speak out. You had Michael Rappaport speak out. For those of you that don't know him, he was the white guy who's been hosting the Wendy Williams show before it went off the air. Yeah. And then you also had LL Cool J come out and basically tear him down. LL Cool J did it very right, and made the point that it's not about the money. It's always it's about hip hop. It's about the culture and it's about their contributions, and they deserve respect because you don't know anybody else's situation.
Yeah,
you don't know what happened to them that or what caused them to be in their situation that it is. And then in those early days, music distributors, record labels were very, very treacherous. Yeah. They did not give out. They would give out stuff up front, but that was be about it, and then you wouldn't get much up front.
And half the time, some people got sued for that stuff that they had already spent up front.
Right.
So, it back then, especially when pioneering things, it was like, yeah, you become the face of, but you don't be the pocket of.
Right. No. You're the face, but we'll take all the money. Is right. Basically what it was. So that's where LL fell in, and also Michael Rappaport was that they were defending, these artists as basically saying, that you don't know anybody's situation, and just because someone is rich doesn't mean that they've made a contribution.
Absolutely.
Right? I mean, heck, look at a lot of these rappers right now. Okay, a lot of them are not at all hurting for money, but that does not mean that they've made contributions to hip hop that warrant them to be considered among the greats. These folks, basically laid the foundation so that these people can,
right.
can run. So you have to look at it like that, and that's what a lot of the responses was from LL Cool J and Michael Rappaport among the two.
So there was another situation where Russell Simmons was involved in the conversation.
Yep, Russell Simmons responded too,
and he gave his very well spoken 2 cents to the situation, and it is all back to like honoring the people who laid the foundation. And one thing I'm saying when I think about this story is like the people who are speaking up are basically those who, like, you've offended one of their heroes or several of their heroes, because like these people founded the way for that generation. And it's kind of like he's calling himself the king of R&B. Like I don't even see it in his generation, but like in different generations, we understand people who paved the way. We always pay homage to them. We respect them because we understand that we're standing on their shoulders. So to get on their shoulders or get on a platform that was built on these people's shoulders and disrespect them like that is kind of like, yeah, sir, sit down. Who are you?
Now, there are certain things, and like the king of R&B is a title that moves from artist to artist. There are certain titles and there are certain pedestals that move from artist to artist. You could look at the mantle of best female performer for a while. Way back in the day, that was like a battle between Patti LaBelle, Aretha Franklin, Diana Ross. You know what I mean? Some people look at me like I'm crazy when I say it was a battle between those three.
No, but it was.
It was a genuine battle between those three. And then you had the newer '90s with Mariah and Whitney and Brandy and Madonna. You know what I mean? Like people who you got to throw her in there. You got to.
Since we got her.
So and you had Britney in the later '90s and Christina in the later '90s.
Then
J-Lo.
Then the numbers just started to get too out of control. You can't keep track of
Beyonce coming in. You know what I mean? But those particular mantles move as far as
that is true.
But then there's you got a mantle like the king of pop that does not move. Like when you say the king of pop, regardless of what Rolling Stone is trying to do with Harry Styles, okay? And I love Harry Styles, but king of pop he is not, okay? That belongs and will always belong to Michael Jackson. He is always going to be the king of pop.
Yes.
Like there's no way around it. Even when he was releasing music that wasn't popular, he was the king of pop because that's just who he is.
That's his title. That's his name. That's right. Who he is. Yeah. But to get back to academic, it's like, again, you're standing on the shoulders of people who are standing on the shoulders of the people that you're disrespecting.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's why it's like, sit down, learn some history.
Right.
Learn some respect.
And just to kind of equate that in, because I would say that I would say that we deal with that, in the sense that a lot of the younger folks, who are exploring content, and everything, exploring themselves and exploring, adult content, they assume that, with a resume as long as his, among other things, that he has to be, rolling in it, you know what I mean? Because like, look at what's his face doing all them videos of just, taking, because people look at artists that are doing, content, adult content creators who are doing content like a Raheem Shabazz,
mm-hmm.
or I forgot who else is always in a really, really nice place, and it's just assumed that they are rich, you know what I mean? Because all they shoot is in these multi-room mansions and stuff like that and everything. There's a thing called Airbnb, like where you can literally just rent a nice place for a day. And you got time to shoot and everything.
You know what? Different people handle their money differently too. I mean, some people may have another job on the side, or like OnlyFans or content creation may be their secondary thing. For me, it's like, it's just a matter of respect. Again, even down to DJ academics, and my field of work is about a respect thing. Like, I don't really come across them too often, but every now and again I do come across these, I'm gonna say kids, or really young-minded people who they got a good amount of followers and subscribers, and they think that they are like literally the
cock
best
of the walk.
And my thing is, everyone brings something different to the table, so it's not even a thing of if you're better than the next, but to treat someone as if you're better than the next is the issue I have with that. But that's me. I'm different than a lot of the other guys in the industry.
Yeah, I think that it goes to the fact that DJ Academics doesn't have any type of humility at the end of the day, because you don't have to be rich in order to make a contribution. And like LL was saying, like he was saying, like, some people weren't business minded. They were just doing it
because they enjoyed the music. They enjoyed the work, their lifestyle of sharing the music with the world, and the reaction they got from it.
Right. And not everybody wants to make $1 off of something. You know what I mean? There are scientists out there who genuinely do not want their they may have discovered a certain type of medication that can, help cure, the common cold. Like there are genuine scientists out there who do not want their discoveries to be for profit, because at the end of the day, a for profit model, especially when it comes to something as as needed as like medicine or something like that, even music, you know what I mean? Because music heals. Music does a lot. Okay.
Yes.
And music is an integral part of the human experience. So you have a lot of music artists out there who really don't care whether or not they get paid. They love they're there to create. They're there to, share the emotions that their music and that their gift provides to people. They want to, stir people's emotion. They want to inspire people, uplift people, support people when they're going through a bad time and stuff like that. Like a lot of artists sure, they would love to make money, and money makes the world go round. Okay, they love making money, but there's a good chunk of them out there who would honestly trade a lot of their money for their fans to just give them feedback and let them know how good or how their particular music and how their art form helped them through a dark time, or every time they hear a particular song, it reminds them of a happy time, because they were having a party at the time. You know what I mean? Those things are what really drive a lot of artists to do what they do, rather than the dollar. And
it also depends on the artist.
And by all means, if you are about the dollar, go right ahead. But not everybody is.
Right.
And to assume that all artists are motivated by monetary stimulus is to is to make an ass of yourself, or like all assumptions are, because not all artists are focused on monetary gain. It's a plus, but it's not the main focus for a lot of them. Okay, I'm not saying all of them or most of them, but for a lot of them.
Yep. So what else you got? Because I'm enjoying these peoples.
Let's see.
You gonna make me have to actually come in and edit and cut some stuff out.
Well, we can also talk about where are we at? We had 27 minutes.
No, 37.
37 minutes. Okay, we still got. Yeah, we could do a quick little story, little opinion story.
Which one?
Have a little
do?
fun. I love poking. You love poking the beehive. All right. So.
Well,
beehive.
Wait, before you say that, no matter which story you tell, you're poking the beehive.
Yeah,
because they're both connected to the beehive.
Right.
So
just in case, beehive get mad because Rihanna's back.
Oh, that's not what I was thinking about.
She is back. That's one thing. She's back.
Performing at the Super Bowl
halftime show. She's back, and that means she got new music.
Does it?
It might,
because we ain't heard nothing.
It might. She don't need to put out nothing.
Do you think that she would perform a new song on the Super Bowl?
She might.
I doubt it.
Did Beyonce do that? No.
Which artist has ever?
None of them.
Yeah.
Hence why she would.
I don't think so. And then she has too many hits to go down the line of that. You want, because she's going to want people to feel everything, not decipher if this is going to be a hit or not.
Well, yeah. But I mean, unless you know that she has a bang, unless you know it's a banger, and you know a banger when you hear it. Like even in the studio, you know a banger when you hear it. Yeah. So, like that's what I'm saying. She may have a banger that'll drop, and then I trust that Renaissance out of the stratosphere.
I don't know. I am very confident that whatever Rihanna puts out is going to be a banger. Yes, but it's the moment you want to give people. If you want to give people that moment of like we all in this together. We like enjoying and celebrating together. It's gonna have to be those bops that everybody know. And it's like Rihanna's back, y'all.
Like I said, she may be using this to,
this could be a good way to introduce. Exactly. And my new album drops on that. There you go. I don't think she's gonna do that though. Not to be a Debbie Downer, but I don't believe that Rihanna would do that.
Yep, and her show is gonna be better than Beyonce's show.
He is stirring the pot on purpose. That's not so. What I was thinking about was the candy corn and the Little Mermaid.
Yeah, no, we're gonna go there too. We're gonna go there to the candy corn because if y'all haven't noticed, all right, it is all over the social medias, and even if you look up candy corn, I'm pretty sure this is gonna pop up. because Destiny's
But see,
Child
wait,
member-
who's going to ever say, I wonder what happens on Google if I put in candy corn?
Some people.
A lot of people now that we said that
Yeah,
you mentioned it.
I know.
Like
so
me
you're
right
doing
now.
So
Because I really want to know what comes up.
So Michelle Williams, for those of you, again, Beehive related story, but she is she's the third member of Destiny's Child.
Why are you laughing at that? And why'd you call her the third member?
Yeah, that's what people look at her as, the third member. She's the third member of Destiny's Child.
Well, I don't see her coming up on Google at all.
But she has a video out where she is, promoting and trying to rally Team Candy Corn. yeah. So Brock's, which is a very storied candy maker, it's the storied candy name. It's been out since like our grandparents were kids. They probably had some Brock's candy.
Ooh. Lord help us, please.
But she was singing about being on Team Candy Corn, eating her candy corn in the video while singing this song.
People Magazine reports Michelle Williams' first new song in over 5 years is about candy corn.
Yes. Yep. First new song in about 5 years, a candy corn jingle. Yeah. So and the comments under the post, like at least on Instagram, are worth the price of admission. like it is like one person said, of course they would have the candy corn of the group singing about candy corn.
That's horrible. Because people, all the comment sections is about how much we don't like candy corn.
Yep.
And then they compare her to candy corn. Damn. Poor Michelle.
Yeah, poor Michelle.
All over again.
Poor Michelle.
And she, she's upbeat about it. She's reading the comments. She's like, I'm having fun.
Yeah, she's like, y'all ain't hear what I said in Survivor?
I'm not going to give up.
If I surround myself with positive things. Yeah, that was her. But yeah, she's not surviving these comments in those posts, though. I'm sorry. She is not.
So I think the next thing that was pointed out in one of the comments is the fact that Bach Candy Corn didn't even tag or mention Michelle Williams. They just posted the video.
Right, they just posted the video. So, I would think that I would work that into the contract, and, her staff, would work it into the contract as far as, hey, don't forget to tag us and stuff like that, because you're a major candy company, and, the more eyes, the better, because there's a chunk of people who eat Brock's candy who have no clue who Michelle Williams is.
Right.
So, they probably get her confused with Michelle Obama. Like,
or the actress Michelle Williams.
Yeah. So sorry that Michelle is.
And the sad thing is,
spokeswoman.
She's not my favorite, but one of my favorites from Destiny's Child. Because the whole gospel thing. Mm-hmm. I enjoyed like her very first gospel album. Her second one wasn't bad either. She lost me after that, but I've always adored Michelle Williams for her faith. Again, she's not my favorite, but I'm trying to, help her out a little bit.
Nope. She done fell on so many performances.
Beyonce fell on performances too.
Yeah, but it's Beyonce, the bees, they will uplift her and it'll look magnificent, because all the bees will fly around and then lift her up and then gently place her on her feet. Michelle better get up and get on step.
She did. So listen, Beyonce has become a mother, a worldwide mogul, and artist and performer. She has music to fall back on and her clothing line. She's that's what she's doing. Like, even when she's not doing anything, that's what she's doing. We have Kelly, who does put out music still. She is an actress. She's been in some really great things. We've seen her
actress in Destiny's Child.
Yes, she is. And that's her thing. Michelle's thing was gospel music, but again, she hasn't put anything out in like 5 years. She tried that pop era, which didn't work. Come on, maybe being happy is her thing.
Maybe do gospel duets. That would probably serve her better. Do a duet with people in gospel.
Why you say that? Just like not even a solo album. She has to do duets with people.
Yeah. Get some shine. Get to work on getting some of their shine, and then do
She's
another
Michelle
solo
Williams of Destiny's Child. Her name still carries some type of weight. I'm trying, Michelle. Tenitria, I'm trying. I really am. Not just a little bit.
Go do Broadway.
There you go.
She might have a problem with some of the roles because of all how secular they are, but
How many acting roles have you seen her in?
You can't screw up on, like, you have to be terrible. Like, and then your director also has to be terrible if you screw up on stage. I don't care.
You say like that's hard to do.
Well, I'm a good stage director, so I won awards. I I can't, like, and I work with some terrible actors, and they were great in the shows that I won awards for. So I don't understand. If you're a good director, you can get a good performance out of it. You should be able to. You should.
If they're an actor.
Huh?
If they're an actor, not just putting any old body up there telling them to act.
No. But I'm saying she's terrible. But
how many acting roles have you ever seen Michelle in? I can name one. It was a gospel stage play.
Was it terrible? Was she terrible?
Did you hear about it?
No.
Well, my husband don't know, or some crap like that.
Was that from? Is that the one with legs and hips?
No.
Okay.
It's not even that recent. This is old.
Oh, okay. See.
What is the dude?
Get in that play, Michelle.
Call
Candy and get
the guy
in that
from
play.
Amen, the pastor that was married to Sherman Hemsley's daughter, or whatever her name is. She played like him. He was playing her husband in that stage play.
He old.
I know.
She not that old.
I know.
Oh. See, call Candy. Get you some legs and hips and body.
I love those moments when he dances.
Yeah. Go ahead, Michelle. Get all that. Get in on that play. Portia ain't do it.
Next.
You better than Portia though.
Vocally, you will sing 10,000 Circles Around Portia.
Oh God, yes.
But
whoever told her she could sing?
Whoever told freaking Kim she could sing? Kim Zolciak?
Oh, don't be tardy for the party. Whoa. Be tardy for the party. Tardy for the party. That is a banger.
I feel like
tardy for the party.
But first off, it's only a banger because Candy wrote it. That's the only reason why that song is a banger. Otherwise, that song would have done nothing because one, it wouldn't have had that pop kind of quality. Like Candy knows to put something in it and make it catchy because the vocals ain't it. Speaking of Candy, she will become next season, or if she stays for the 15th season of a Real Housewives of Atlanta. I don't know why I'm getting so like with my mouth, but anyway. If she stays for the 15th season, she will be the longest standing original, even though she wasn't from the first.
Right.
But it's like the longest standing housewife.
Yes.
Of all franchises.
So that is definitely an accomplishment. Shout out to my favorite Peach.
Yeah. She's your favorite Peach too?
Yeah, she is my favorite Peach. I love Candy because she's so real. Like there is nothing fake about that lady. I can't.
No, and so I don't like when she gets upset and she gets into that I'm gonna cut everybody off or don't say shit to me.
Right. Yeah.
I don't like that phase, but at least she's real about it.
Yeah, and see, I respect it because as an Aries, I also take the burn the world down approach whenever I'm angry. Like, what? You made me angry? Everybody suffers. That's kind of how I am. Like, and so I get that. You know what I mean? But at
not a person you want to see angry.
Yeah, no. At the end of the day, she is very real, and that's what I appreciate about her. You know what I mean? Like, she is very much a straight shooter with everyone that has been on that show ever.
I've met Candy twice. And she was down to earth. She was cool. She's down for the crew. She supports us. And she's just a fun person. So
unlike Jocelyn that y'all Can we start recognizing our true allies, folks? Like,
Please.
for real, because Jocelyn is not one of them. Y'all should take that award back that y'all gave her down at Atlanta Pride, like, as a joke. Like, I'm gonna be real. Share this. And Jocelyn, you can come at me. You can come at me. Please, please, please at me. Please at me. But yeah. So yeah, no, you're not an ally at all. Can't wait to watch my next episode of the Bobby Lights experiment.
Have you guys noticed we have not talked about that show at all on this show?
Yeah. It's delicious garbage. Delicious garbage. It has the essence and aroma of old school Jerry. You know how delicious garbage that was.
You know, it was like, this is despicable. This is upsetting and degrading, but I can't turn away.
It's great.
Yeah, but I haven't watched the show, so I wouldn't know.
You should.
I'm not. I won't. I refuse. There's a certain type of show that I just can't pull myself to watch anymore. And there's a lot of great entertainment out there, and for some people that is great entertainment. For me, that is not healthy entertainment for me.
True, yeah, no, I get it. I the crazy thing is, I feel the same way about Jocelyn's Cabaret.
I don't watch that show either.
I don't like watching it. Better Half of Greatness loves watching it. I don't like watching it in part because I don't know. I think it's this esteem that I have for women. Like, I don't like seeing women act
how they want to act
out of hand, or you know what I mean. Like,
all
guys,
right.
I can
look who
like,
you're sitting next to.
You know
why that now that sounds like a double standard to me.
If
a woman decides that that's what she wants to do, she should have the right and autonomy to do and be those things. I'm not participating in it, but she has every right.
Right. No, she definitely does. But I also have the right to think that is just tacky and distasteful and just unpleasant.
You
and
manage
for me,
though.
It is.
But you manage me.
Right.
That's a double standard. That's such a double standard.
I just have a thing where women are supposed to be dainty and prim and proper and beautiful, upstanding, Claire Huxtable types. They can be, there are some girls out there that are trashy, and you know them when you see them, and that's okay for them. But I just feel like
still find love.
And they do.
And they add
they
to
do.
the
Look
society.
at Jocelyn. She's married. She's married to somebody.
And she's adding to society on some level.
She's trash. So, is what it is. So to each his own.
All right, I have to give out
Come
that
at
statement.
me, ballistic.
Right.
It's on TV. It's on TV, folks. It's on TV.
Look, I ain't come over. I'm just stating what I saw on the TV, y'all. That's not. I'm just agreeing with what they're saying. No, that's him, not me.
Oh God.
Stoney does not represent the thoughts of me. However that statement goes, whether I agree with them or not, they do not represent my opinion.
They gonna be coming at little old me here on YouTube, right? Yes, please do, because you come at me, you're gonna get eyes on us. So at us. And then when you get all mad, we're gonna be like, thanks for the viewers.
I'm trying to think of who he trolled. I hate to put it like this, but one of my exes trolled a reality star. He saw her, maybe they actually know each other or whatnot, but he saw her at some party. They took a picture and he started posting pictures about her and him being together. And it became a real big social media thing. And then they started beefing back and forth. And he now has all this popularity because he trolled this woman.
It works if you can work it. It works.
Yeah. And I refrain from mentioning either of these people's names because you guys might know what I'm talking about, but then I don't want to put people out there if you don't and stuff like that. So, but it was fun to watch from a distance because I had nothing to do with that shit. That was fun.
Yeah. So, speaking of fun, reading is fun. You know what's a fun read?
I have a great idea. What are you about to say?
Huh?
What are you about to say?
Well, I was just going to say, how about you tell us about what is a fun read?
Oh, you want me to say what a fun read is?
Yeah.
Oh, like A Life of Lust, Memoirs of the Porn Star? It's still a good read.
That is such a great read.
It's like every time I go back and I read some more, like I wrote it, but it like connects to me in a different way, with age, experience, and some of the conversations I've had with friends and family members who I've written about or who may have known about the situation but didn't know fully. Like, it just brings more to light even to me. So it's one of those types of books. Like, read it again.
Yes, read it again. Yes. Do you talk about the Purple Party?
Yes,
Yeah.
actually, I do talk about the Purple Party.
You know who was at the Purple Party, folks?
And she's talked about in that portion of the book as well. I call her Tyra, but you guys know her as Dominique Jackson, aka Electra from Pose.
Yep.
AKA Bloody Mary.
Yes.
Oh, she killed that.
Yeah.
And she was on what is that show?
American Gods.
That one. Yes. I say God Kings, something like that. Yeah, American Gods. Shout out to my sis.
Yeah.
But she was the host of my Purple Party.
Yes. Yes, she was there. It was awesome. It was awesome time. Awesome time. Read about it in the book. Where can you get that?
Well, if this thing would work for me, I could pull up the website for you guys, like right there. He likes pointing at me. I like pointing at the website. He's not pointing at the website like I am. KevynM.com. Thank you.
That's because it stretches along the length of this. See how far I'm going?
KevynM.com to purchase your copy of A Life of Lust, Memoirs of the Porn Star. Yes. Yeah, so right now it's haunt season, and I'm doing a lot of haunt stuff. So we might pull something together for y'all this season. You know, I kind of just put my foot in my mouth because we didn't talk about this before we started. But hey, here we go.
It's okay. It's okay. We drop a lot of news to each other on these shows.
Yes, we do. No, because we did a haunt tour before.
We did.
And
way back in the day.
Yeah, back in the day.
Is it on here?
No.
It's not on the YouTube? Oh.
No, yes, it is. It is.
I think it is on the YouTube.
I believe it is.
Scroll down through.
Yeah, Big Bad Radio. We were still a part of.
Yes.
Before it was URU.
Yes.
Yes. So who knows? We might just like try to pull something together real quick. There's a new haunted house in Philly too.
Yeah, Maniac. Apparently it was going for a while, but then it stopped. It like closed down for a few years.
Oh, okay. So they're bringing it back.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, maybe if I have a day off and I'm not at my job going through, then we'll check that one out. I have not been cleared to promote Halloween nights, but I will say that that's where I work during Halloween season, and I have to have the best time working and when I go through as a guest. So not just because I work there, but because it's really fun. My opinion, because your face looks stale right now.
No, it is a great time. It is a great time. We would like to. I would definitely, get into the promotion lane when we have reasons to promote. But outside of it's a great experience, we'll promote that.
I get a check from them, so it definitely does help me, but it doesn't necessarily help us.
Yeah,
okay.
Well, yeah, go see it anyway.
Yes. But thank you guys so much for tuning in for another episode of the GreatMines Show. Catch us again next Sunday right here on YouTube and Facebook. Anything you want to say?
Thank y'all for coming. God bless you.